that was routine. Some nights it led to a scuffle, even seen with bloody knuckles, splitting heads in the scuffle. Music glorified the hustle, and I was trying to fit in. It's the apple of my eye, but the fruit was forbidden. Play the hand you were dealt, but my cards were never given. Can't get in the game, you'll never have a chance at winning. I protest like a sit-in and fight for my right to be, but I have no right, so cops decide it's my night to bleed.
All right, the next topic we're going to discuss is basically who should Demetrius Andrade fight next. Based off of the performance you saw last night, who do you think he should fight next? Who do you think he's ready for? Who do you give him a chance with? Basically, the floor is yours. Who do you think Demetrius Andrade should fight next? I'm turning to Trill Dollar Bill.
I ended off my last statement with saying it's time. Because it's time. It's time for these guys to stop avoiding Boo Boo. I know he's talented, and it's not going to be one of those exciting fights, which you might think it is, because Boo Boo's going to make it a chess match, you know? But I think it's time. I think guys have avoided Boo Boo for long enough. And when I made the comment about he fights to the level of his competition, but he always gets the win. Now I want to see if he can do this against Charlo. I want to see if he can do this against Triple G. These are the guys that he should be calling out, and these are the guys who should be trying to unify with Boo. Okay? We seen Eddie Hearn when he timed in, or Charlo timed in on his live. He mentioned, what about Boo Boo? Charlo said, call Al. Eddie said, Lions only. Thought you was your own boss. Got to make this fight happen. Somewhere, either Triple G or Charlo got to unify. That's the only way you're going to get the attention of Saul. Canelo Alvarez. That's the only way you're going to get that attention, or anybody's going to want to see that fight or pay to see that fight, or that becomes something. As if you guys take care of business right now. Triple G, Charlo, Boo Boo, make it happen. That's the only way you guys are going to be able to get that payday, or that whatever y'all looking for with the number one pound for pound star in the sport. Just gave y'all the blueprint right there. Trill just mapped it out for y'all. Fight each other, and then the bag will be waiting. So I would love to see Boo Boo against either Triple G or Charlo, so he can unify and then take it from there. Because it's time. It's time for him to be in one of these big fights.
IG.
I actually agree with Trill on this. But I think the more realistic fight would be Triple G, just because both of them are on the zone. You know, to be honest, I don't necessarily see Al and Charlo taking that fight, because it'll be a hard pay-per-view to kind of sell, because Boo Boo's not really known, and it's not like he knocks dudes out. So, like, it's going to be a hard sell, right? And then I kind of felt like for the past couple of weeks, I've been showing Eddie Hearn some love. But this is the one moment I was like, come on, Eddie, why you say that? He was like, yo, he could go to Fox. He's the same price as the Rev. And I'm like, he's the same price as the Rev? I'm like, how you the champ? You the same price as a challenger? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like that was disrespect. You know what I mean? Eddie didn't have to disclose that information to the world, but whatever. Nonetheless, man, you know, I actually like the Triple G fight better too for this reason. Triple G's older, you know, so Triple G's on his way out. If Boo Boo could knock out Triple G, then like I don't think Charlo could deny him, you know. So then you can make the Charlo fight, and if you beat Charlo, then Canelo's right there, you know. So I say go the Triple G route. That's in-house. Take out Triple G, Then you can make a big fight with Charlo on pay-per-view or whatever. And then after you do that, then you call out the big dog, Canelo Alvarez.
All right, Ned.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I agree. But I feel he should, if he can't get the fight with Charlo, I would say cut Triple G or Charlo would be the fight that would need for him to like his breakout, for his name to get out there. But once he fights them, he would have to go fight Caleb Plant if he wants to fight Canelo. Because I don't think Canelo's gonna waste his time, go back to fight these guys when Canelo's doing his own thing. But if Demetrius could set up a fight with Charlo or Triple G, that would set up a big fight. And I think that big fight would be against Caleb Plant, where I think the two could match up real well.
No, Caleb Plant's 168.
Yeah, but then Canelo's 168.
Canelo's technically all of them.
All right. So I'm saying Canelo's not going back.
No, 175.
Not going back.
No, 3.
Hey.
So Canelo's on 3. He's the franchise champion.
Yeah, yo. I'm saying Canelo's not going to go all the way back. Canelo's not going to drain himself. So I'm just saying, if anything, if he was calling out Canelo, he wanted the Canelo fight. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to bark big, do big, and you got to get big. So go meet him. Like fight with the big guys at whatever, 155, 154, wherever he's at, and then go to 168. So
what? You know he's 160.
160, whatever. Yo, he don't look it. Whatever. G, let me talk. You had your piece. I misspoke.
Well, although G is factually correct, Eddie Hearn did say that Demetrius Andrade can't make the weight forever, so they should make the big fights at 160, which would be him implying that Demetrius Andrade would move up to 168, which would make a fight with Caleb Plant possible. So go ahead, Ned.
Thank you. And that's all I'm saying. The fight with Caleb Plant would put him in position to fight Canelo Alvarez instead of him fighting and staying at his weight class and calling him out where Canelo's not looking to make that weight at all.
But can I just ask a question? Caleb Plant
No. I said no. No.
I'm trying to provide some conversation.
No.
Caleb Plant already has a to Canelo after Billy Joe. So why would Caleb Plant say, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fight Boo Boo instead. I'm just saying. But I hear you, Ned.
Hey, man.
Hate, man. That's
payday. It's a payday. Everybody wants to payday. That's all. G, fix your face.
You fix your logic, but I hear you though.
Fix your face, G. All right. Yeah. So for me, there's a few things. Let's not. I think sometimes you can be like a prisoner of your reputation. And Demetrius Andrade's reputation is one of being a slick boxer and someone who makes boring fights, right? So that's your reputation. So to try to shake that reputation, you try to engage in an exciting fight. You drop someone, you hurt them, you unload the clip trying to get them out. And then you don't look your best because you're fatigued, and then you get hit more than you normally would get hit, and people look at you and say you weren't impressive because you got touched. It's like a catch-22. You can't win. What do? Right? If you do what you're capable of doing, which is hit this guy all night and not get hit, people say you're boring. People say you're not exciting. People say you're not an attractive draw. If you clip a guy and you go for the kill, you get tired, and then it becomes a little bit of a hug fest, slug fest, catchy shots being thrown, but you get hit more than you normally get hit. People say you don't look good and you look like you're slipping. It's a catch-22 for Andrade. In my mind, Andrade could have went in that ring and never gotten touched if he wanted to. He could have moved around the ring. He could have played that whole game. But what would it have gotten him? It would have been, everyone would have been like, yo, he's boring, whatever. I feel like a performance like this actually helps him because it makes him look vulnerable. It will be people watching it now, like Eddie Hearn said. And G, you took it as disrespect. I didn't. Eddie Hearn was doing a great sales job. See, when you got the real deal, you got to undersell it. And that's what Eddie Hearn was doing. He can't oversell Andrade. They don't want to fight him already. he got to say, look, he's human. He made him bleed in there. Look, he's not that expensive. Like, guys, what? Come on.
I feel you. And I feel you, everything what you're saying, Caden. But this seems like this is, even when we went to TD Bank, this seems like this is what Andre has been trying to do. He's been trying to be more exciting. And it seems like we keep getting the same Andre that drops somebody and then is playing like he has a condition issue later on in the fight. What can he do?
Well, if you remember in our last segment, I said if there's anything he needs to work on, it would be finishing. That would be my thing for him. He needs to work on. Truthfully, I think he trains because he is a skillful fighter. He trains to work. He doesn't train for the finish. You can tell. He like guys who knock people out, they like train for the finish. Like I don't think he sees himself as like this power puncher who needs to train to knock people out. I think he trains not to get hit. He trains to be slick. But then in his fights, he's dropping these dudes and he's just like, okay, let me go crazy and see if I can get him out. And it's just like he has no plan for the finish. And I think Andrade, it's that time where you accept the fact that you got to finish some folks and you got to work on it. Like I get it, because it's true. If you're a puncher, your gift is that you knock people out, but punchers tend to not have the stamina that a slick boxer would have. Like you see like punchers fight Floyd, and the longer it goes, Floyd's about to just pick this guy apart, right? And that's like Andrade. But in this fight, he kind of hurt him early, so he deviated from his game plan, went for the finish. I think the pace was faster. So you run on a treadmill, or if you run anywhere, I'm saying treadmill is a common thing. You run, right? Your pace is normally, say, 6.2, and you're comfortable at 6.2. And at 6.2, you can run 3 miles. But then you turn it up to 6.8. Ain't that much difference, right? Just a little. You turn it up to 6. I said 6.8. You turn up to 6.5. You go from 6.2 to 6.5, right? And now you start running. And then when you get to a certain point where you normally would be comfortable, you're like, why am I huffing and puffing more than normal? You don't even reach the 3 because the pace took you out, because your normal distance that you go, you're traveling faster than your body is accustomed to. And like the pace that was set for Andrade in the fight with Smith, I see that it's whoever was calling that fight's fault that I just said that, because they said that all night.
I kept saying it too.
Oh, Chris Algieri's fault that I'm saying that. But with Liam Williams brought the pressure. He stayed in his face. He took hard punches. Think about this. If you're hitting a bag, repeatedly throwing those hard punches that you get tired doing that on the bag, right? He was doing it with a live human person who kept coming at him and wouldn't let him breathe. And despite all that, I still had it a one-sided fight. I had like 118, 109. So, even with all of that, even with all the pressure, it was still a one-sided fight. So like I said, Demetrius Andrade's a prisoner of his reputation and what people think about him. In the end, I'm with you, Dollar Bill. I'm with everyone. He needs the big fights. I think he's 33 years old. To me, that's too long to wait to have your biggest fights. And I know like people say what I say about like TC, because I know what's going to happen if TC gets in the ring with Earl Spence at 35. I know what everyone's going to say. I know what everyone's going to claim. I know what's going to happen if TC gets clipped at 35. So I want him to fight people who can clip him now, so we can see if he's good enough now, so that way there's no excuses. Because I don't want to hear, everybody waited until he got old, and that's when they went in there and beat him. The boy would have beat. He would have beat. I'm telling you, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, he would have clipped all of them. They waited till the boy got old. I don't want to hear that. And I don't want to hear that with Demetrius Andrade either. So Triple G, who's already getting old. Another thing, who did Triple G fight in his last fight? He fought a guy perfectly designed to make him look like the knockout artist he used to be. Who did Billy Joe Saunders fight in his last fight? Murray, I forget the guy's first name, Martin Murray or something like that. A guy who was off for a long time. And how did he look in that fight? So before we get too critical on Demetrius Andrade, pump your brakes. The boy's for real. The kid can fight. Charlo, step up to the plate. Triple G, you ain't getting no younger. He's not getting no younger. Y'all been in the same position for a long time, so you might as well do it. That's how I feel about it.
Real shit. Real talk.
Beating both those guys too. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And also, please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.